Today I'm discussing parenting plans. Ladies and gents, you've got to understand that the vast majority of cases that we get are either middle to extreme. So the one thing that I'd like to point out to you, if your partner or your ex-partner is cooperating with you, run with it. Don't cause unnecessary hassles. Run with the process and get it done. Where we come from, when I say to you things like make sure that everything is documented, everything is detailed, everything is quantifiable, measurable, and defined, these are to navigate the middle to extreme cases so that there can be no misconception about the pathway forward. Things like the effective date as to when this starts. What is the maintenance? Bearing in mind that you probably should or have already started paying some form of maintenance, it just needs to be battened down. All too often, I get guys phoning me, mommy has dumped the children on daddy, there either was no form of court order or divorce decree or parenting plan or settlement or anything like that, or something was in effect. If the material circumstances of your contact and care of your children change, so you've gone from not being able to see your kids, and these are the extreme cases, to the kids being dumped on your front door and mommy disappearing for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. And you've done nothing about changing what is in effect a serious material of change in circumstances. Document it. If it's not documented, it didn't happen. What do I have? Dad's been looking after the kid 3, 4, 5 years. Mommy goes to court, tells the court a lovely story. The next minute the cops rock up at your front door, take the kids off, and you don't see your kids. And it doesn't happen once, it doesn't happen twice. I'm probably dealing with 2 or 3 cases like that a week. If there is a material significant change in your contact care, guardianship, and maintenance, document it. Please. You guys have got to, from the get-go, put a parenting plan either as part of your settlement document, so it doesn't need to be it doesn't necessarily have to be a standalone document, or it's part of your settlement agreement in your divorce. So it's not a separate document, it forms part of the divorce decree. Please, guys. And too many of you go along willy-nilly around the contact, and it's only when the you-know-what hits the fan that you come screaming to me. Because now there's changes. And well, what's changed? Now we have to go and prove that this was the status quo prior to the event taking place, and this is now the status quo post the event taking place. Whereas if you've got a document that's quantifiable, measurable, defined, endorsed by the family advocate's office, and signed off by either the family court or the children's court, guys, you don't have anything to stand on. Always document. And if you guys say, for instance, under the current schedule, and I'm giving this as an example, the collection and drop-off for the swap-out times is on a Tuesday. Okay? And because mommy's got a new job or daddy's got a project that's going on and there's a material change that is not necessary to run to court to. You don't have to run to court for everything. In actual fact, you shouldn't be running to court for anything. But that's a discussion for another day. But there is the change is that there is a change from collection and drop-off on a Tuesday, and it's now going to a Wednesday or a Thursday or whatever the case may be is. All you do, email This was the current situation. The situation has changed to X. And what you put there is a concluding comment at the bottom of that email. If I do not hear from you by close of business tomorrow afternoon, being the next day, whenever you write the email, I will consider that our arrangement is in effect. Okay. Document everything. Everything, everything, everything. The other thing that I'd like to point out to you guys is that when you are mediating a settlement, and please understand this, it is absolutely 1,000,000,000% the correct way to go. But what happens is, normally the party that wants to frustrate the process says, no, 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 I just want to take this to my lawyer to see if it's okay. 100% of the time, what will happen is that there will be a conflict situation. And I can guarantee you that you are going to enter into a conflict process, because you, even if you innocently, and how many times have I heard this? We just want to go and make sure that everything is fine and hunky-dory, and we go to the lawyer. And you agree on one lawyer, but daddy can't make it that day, or mommy can't make it that day. The parent that takes that parenting plan or that settlement plan into the lawyer gets convinced that you can get 1,000 times more better settlement. 4 or 5 years down the line, at a cost of anything between 1 and 5 million rand, when you could have had a settlement 3 or 4 or 5, 8 years ago. The whole thing that you've got to understand around mediation, guys, is that you are seeking consensus, a middle or common ground. So do you have to concede? Yes, you do. And the way it was explained to me is if neither party is ecstatic about the settlement, you've probably got the best settlement that you're ever going to get. Okay? Because nobody is going to be entirely happy with the mediated settlement. Does it include something along the lines of 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance? Okay, and bearing in mind, 50-50 contact doesn't mean that there's 15 days and 15 days. Yeah, that's the ideal world. Logistics, your children's development, the school they go to, the distances that you travel, what time you start work, all impact on that. So this month, mommy might have 60% contact. Next month, mommy might only have 30% contact with the children, and vice versa. But please, one thing I want, the things I want you to walk away with, document it and make sure that it is signed off by a competent court. Okay. Be very wary about going to a lawyer, either independently or alone to a lawyer, to say and have a look at your mediated settlement. I will give you a written letter of guarantee. That is the start of the war. Remember that there's a difference between the ideal of 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance and the logistics. Okay. Logistics plays a huge role. Does it even keel itself out over the year? Yes, of course it will. Document, document, document every single change. And if there are material changes in the collection and drop-off, or an issue has arisen where maintenance can't be paid in full this month, quick email, this is what we agreed to. If I don't hear from you by close of business tomorrow, I will assume that is in effect. Okay? Or this month I'm paying double for whatever, the rugby or the ballerina lessons or whatever the case may be. Document it. Please make sure that there is a beginning time, and there also needs to be a sunset clause in your parenting plan. When does this parenting plan end? Get that one all the time. kids are 25 and 26 years old and moved out of home already. Daddy's still paying maintenance. Okay, document the sunset clause. The sunset clause needs to be included in your parenting plan, guys. When is this effective to? From what date to what date? How do we define that? Detail it, quantify it, measure it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please get the message out there. We do assist you with both mediation and litigation. We do charge for our services at significantly reduced costs because we are not supported by the greater community. Okay, we don't get funding. So that is the reason behind us charging for our services, but they are at significantly reduced costs. You are paying us to get a defined outcome, so it is action or event based. So we've got certain actions to perform. Unlike lawyers who drag this out over 5-10 years because they are charging you by the page and the hour. It's not within their interests to resolve your matter. You are a cash cow. Please like, share, and subscribe. As I've said, please get the message out there. I love you all. Contact details are in the message below.